This is Sky News.
Tonight, a cool southerly change offers some relief, but firefighters are bunkering down for another few days of harsh weather.
Bushfires across the state, the possibility of more power failures, and now a tram smash. One person critically injured. More on that shortly.
Chaos in Melbourne as a mass power outage leaves millions without electricity.
It's 8 o'clock in Sydney and 6 o'clock in Perth. Hello, this is Evening News for Saturday the 31st of January.
Also tonight, Kevin Rudd gives his bleakest assessment yet of the state of the Australian economy.
And in evening sport, the Tigers and the Roosters meet their NRL fans in the heat, and it's Williams versus Safina in the Australian Open women's final.
The forecast: hot in the south and the southeast, windy with rain in the northeast and storms across the north.
Live on Australia's news channel, this is Evening News.
A huge fire in Victoria's Latrobe Valley continues to burn out of control tonight.
Firefighters are working on 3 problem areas on the Western Front, and all other areas are believed to be contained at this stage.
Well, joining us now from Melbourne is Sky News reporter Ahron Young. Ahron, good evening to you. What's the latest on the fires tonight?
Good evening to you, Vanessa and Chris. The sun is about to go down here in Melbourne, but certainly the efforts of hundreds of firefighters will not stop. They will be continuing throughout the night, although it seems on the surface as if these fires are very much now under control. We are expecting weather conditions to improve in their favour, although temperatures tomorrow and the next few days will again be in the 30s. As you've mentioned in the intro there, it seems as if lightning and thunder will now be the next big threat. The big concern right now, though, is these transmission lines. This morning, the fires were 4 kilometres away. They've been building containment lines, but that has so far failed. They went to 2 kilometres away. We are now told that those fires are within 2 kilometres of the main transmission lines that link the Latrobe Valley, which is where Melbourne gets 4/5 of its power, to the CBD electricity grid. More on the power situation in a moment, but let's take a quick look at the fires now.
The hills around Bullara burned long into the night.
So the main area that we're watching at the moment tonight is the Delburn area. Yanar seems to be under control, but the place that's taken most of the attention today, caught most of our attention, has been Bullara. That's where we've seen a lot of the properties lost, all the properties lost so far. In fact, around 23 we're being told, with countless sheds and fences also affected. Now, earlier in the week, the Country Fire Authority stood up and told the media that there are 4 causes of fires: man, women, children and lightning. Now, the lightning hasn't yet hit. We're expecting that shortly, but the biggest concern facing police, the arson squad and fire authorities is that these fires burning at the moment may have been deliberately lit.
They tried, but in the end it was inevitable.
It's probably not possible to comprehend what would have actually happened in Melbourne had the Victorian government decided to invoke their emergency powers. We probably won't have much of an idea of how close we actually came. Listening to the Energy Minister Peter Batchelor today, he said, quote, "These events are unprecedented. In some respects they are not unlike a natural disaster. If you were like me, one of thousands of Melburnians at 10 to 7 last night, having dinner in or around the CBD or just trying to catch a train home after what was a very hot day, over 43 degrees, you would have been quite shocked when the power unexpectedly went out right across the city grid. Many homes were affected, many people were affected, people stuck in elevators and lifts. Where did it all begin? Well, with a power transmission failure in South Morang.
This is meant to be the modern era.
It's been standing on the banks of the Yarra since 1997, 12 years. It's famous for its huge gas explosions on the hour, but Crown Casino literally ran out of gas last night. Thousands of people were evacuated from the complex when the electricity grid was shut. Croupiers were seen as a security measure as taking huge bags, plastic bags of chips. People are now saying they have lost a lot of money and they want their cash back.
The alarm rang out across the Yarra as Melbourne's glittering casino lost its shine.
Earlier today here at Sky News, we spoke exclusively with the Victorian Premier John Brumby, who was on his way to the bushfires and told us how he was just trying to fully comprehend what actually happened across Melbourne's CBD last night. He is blaming the heat. The heat also affected emergency services. Hospitals were in fact evacuated at Dandenong and Geelong, something that we just do not see very often, of course. Ambulance crews were also stretched to the limit as the heat put them in a very difficult situation.
It was their busiest day of the year, but ambulances were kept waiting outside hospitals.
Emergency crews have also been busy this evening, not because of the power or the fires, but because of a serious tram collision on St Kilda Road in Melbourne. We are told that 2 trams collided. They were going inbound. There were more than 50 passengers on each tram, but we are told that between 10 and 15 people have been seriously injured. One is in a critical situation and has been taken to the nearby Alfred Hospital, so we will keep you posted on that situation. In terms of the fires and the power, it is getting very cool up here. We are expecting that cool change, which does seem to be pushing through at the moment, Chris and Vanessa. On top of this office building in Richmond at the moment, I can tell you it is getting very windy though.
OK, let's hope things improve tomorrow. Ahron, thank you very much for the update.
Thank you.
Yes, and just